Today I wanted to talk about wide-angle lenses. Now, wide-angle lenses has its benefits, and I use them often. They're really great. Um, but as you can notice in this picture, you see in this picture, I'm using this lens at 11 millimeter, and it's very wide. I can get a good wide, angle of shot. But notice at the bottom that there's a shadow there. Now, when you use a flash, particularly your on-camera flash, um, what happens is the flash is incapable of covering uh, the floor or the bottom of your image because the lens is so wide that the flash cannot produce light um, to where the shadow is, because the lens, number one, is in the way, and so any light that does go in that direction hits the lens, and that's why you get like a cone-shaped shadow. In order to correct this, you would have to use an off-camera flash and angle it, downward so you can cover that part of your image. I'm going to show you an example of how you do that. Now notice in this image, I used an off-camera flash, which allowed me to emit light all around throughout my image, so you don't get that shadow at the bottom of your image from your lens. That is very typical to get a shadow at the bottom of your image when you're using a very wide angle lens. So you're going to have to use off-camera flash to work around that. Now, if you're shooting outdoors and you're using your flash as a fill flash, you can use your on-camera flash. There's a little trick that I've come up with that allows me to take shots outside without getting a shadow. And what I do is I hold my camera upside down and I take my shot. Therefore, if there was going to be a shadow, it would be pointing at the sky, and the sky is way too far to cast a shadow. So therefore, you get a perfectly exposed image. Alright, with wide angle lenses, you're going to notice something here as you move the camera around and pan it around. Notice how the room seems to be stretching and warping and distorting. That's because this lens is very wide angle. This is 11 millimeter. And see how the floor and the objects seem to be melting and twisting and warping and stretching. That's the effect from a wide angle lens. That is a normal thing. This lens is a very good lens. It has rectilinear correction, which has elements in there to fight against that, so it corrects any kind of distortion. As you can see, as you pan around, you can see the distortion, how things look like it's stretching and stuff. So when you use a lens like this, you want to carefully aim your camera and angle it right so you don't have any distortion in your image.